Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your friend Jordan here at the Music Zoo alongside my friend from Taylor Guitars, Mike Venezia. We're taking a look today at something I was super excited about at NAMM 2025, the new Gold Label Collection from Taylor Guitars. Mike, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. Thanks again for having me.
Of course. Let's talk Gold Label. What can you tell me about the backstory with these guitars?
Well, at Taylor Guitars, as you know, we have a wider range of tonal options, right? And Andy Powers, our master guitar designer and CEO and president. He's a little
Busy
bit
boy.
everything, busy guy. He was kind of looking at the line as a whole and saying, what else is there, right? And so what he wanted to set out to create was something that expanded those options within the Taylor line by giving something that had more of a traditional sound. And that's what the Gold Label collection of guitars are.
Gotcha.
My way of explaining it is if Taylor Guitars was around in the 30s and 40s, this is the guitar we would have made then.
Totally.
So what do I mean by that? I mean, it's got a little bit more low-end warmth, a little bit more growl, a little more throatiness compared to other guitars within the Taylor line, but also has appointments that kind of look a little bit throwback. You know, if you look at some of the appointments all over this guitar, we have a different crown on these guitars, which is a little bit different than the Taylor crown, though it's still reminiscent of Taylor. A different logo. The inlays are, I don't want to call them Art Deco, but it's more of an older era style.
For sure.
A styling, if you will. The rosette is really intricate on these guitars. It's like a 27-ring rosette on here. There's a little bit of everything happening. And then even small touches like the pick guard, which is actually a 2-ply pick guard, where one of the plies is engraved out so you can see the second ply below it, which is Ivoroid.
Yeah.
Really nice. But then there's some things that we carried over from some of our more modern guitars. Like the bridge itself is the curve wing bridge, which we feature on our Builder's Edition collection of guitars. And the internal architecture is V-class bracing, but it's a take on V-class bracing. It's a fanned V-class bracing.
Okay.
So what that allows for is a little bit more expansion of sound, a little bit more warmth. One thing that you may not notice right away is the shape of this guitar, though. It is something we're calling the Super Auditorium. So it very much resembles our Grand Auditorium, except it's a little bit longer and a little bit wider. So all that extra real estate creates more rumble, more low end, more throatiness, and gives that extra low, mid, and low end.
That's solely in the dimensions of the body, right?
That
doesn't
is the
affect
body itself.
Scale length is the same as every other Taylor.
Exactly. It's still 25.5-inch scale length.
Gotcha, okay.
And then there's a couple of other things that are more traditional. We're using bone pins in this one, using a bone nut as well. So these are things that are more traditional. The Honduran rosewood bridge, we usually use ebony, but we're using Honduran rosewood for the bridge. And by the way, these guitars are available with a torrefied spruce top and either Honduran rosewood sides and back or Koa.
Cool.
For the sides and back. So you have our old school Honduran, or we have the more modern Koa usage.
Right on.
So you have a couple of different tones in there. One thing that's huge that's new is the way the neck and body meet. It's a new construction of the neck itself. Now, every neck from Taylor Guitars is removable, and you could always alter your action by changing shims in the neck and heel pocket to alter your action. So that still can happen, except this is called the action control neck. There are no shims in the neck and heel pocket. There's actually a long tenon neck affixed to the body, so you're having wood contact each other between the body and the neck.
Right.
And then there's a screw, essentially, that you can turn on the inside attached to the heel block that'll raise and lower your neck, and you'll be able to control your action in microfractions of an inch. So if you wanted to change your action, all you got to do is tweak your truss rod, make that neck straight, tune it up, and then get in there either with the truss rod wrench, or You can get a tool from Amazon. It's like $15,
Great.
where you don't even need to loosen the strings to do this thing.
Yeah.
And with a 1/4-inch nut driver on the end, and just ratchet it, and you can raise and lower the entire neck that way.
Nice, super easy, customizable for everyone that likes to be really meticulous about their action. And I know acoustic guitar players love low action, no buzz. I think that's going to be attainable on this guitar.
Very much so. And the thing
Yeah.
is, it is user serviceable, but I'm not going to encourage that per se. I still think you need to be friends with the tech, right?
As well
you
you
need to
should.
know, you need to know your tech and have them do it for you, because they can set it exactly the way that you want. But in a pinch, if you need to do it, if you're going from a very dry environment to a very humid environment, your neck is going to move. Maybe you need to make that adjustment. If you're going from playing a set where you're doing standard strumming and finger picking to doing a slide set, right, where you need some more action, some higher action, more relief,
Right.
you could do that on your own in between sets if you wanted to. It literally could take you as little as a minute to adjust your action on this guitar.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, just from like the Music Zoo and a guitar player's perspective, I first picked these guitars up at the Catch event at NAMM, which if you haven't been there, it's a beautiful event filled with guitars, and there's like 300 people screaming, playing guitars, jamming, drinking, eating, and it's hard to like discern how good something is, but we picked these up in a crowded room, and I'm not bullshitting. Terrific sound, just big, bold, warm projection, really fun to play. So we're just super excited at the Music Zoo to get these Gold Label guitars in.
And I'm sure they won't last. I'm not trying to do a salesman thing here, but once these hit, they're probably going to go quick.
Totally.
And we are confident that you will like it, because it's going to offer you something different than what you're used to hearing through the Taylor line of tone.
Yeah.
It is something in addition to what we currently offer.
I think it's just also just like it's a bold move.
Yeah.
Like Andy went ahead and redesigned the Taylor logo.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Not a lot of brands have the guts to do that. I think it's really cool, especially changing the crown, the logo, just like the inlays, the whole aesthetic of it is something new, but it's still totally identifiable as a Taylor, for sure.
And that's how you know it's a Gold Label guitar, just by looking at it on the wall. Oh, that logo, that's Gold Label. So you'll know.
That's a good point too.
You'll know
Yeah.
aesthetically what it is that you're about to pick up in the store. Because
Totally.
you have to come to the Music Zoo and do that.
That's right. And I do think if you're perhaps a guitarist who isn't sure if Taylor has ever been the right guitar for you, I highly encourage you to come and try these guitars in, because I think it's going to flip you on your lid as to what you think a Taylor guitar has been about. I love the retro aesthetics, the beautiful warm traditional tone, the new crazy neck technology. It's awesome. It's super cool.
I got nothing else to say about it, really. Honestly, I mean, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. It's a new look, a new take on what a Taylor guitar is and what we can offer as far as tone, with new technology that makes it easier for you to dial in your sound.
Yeah, totally. And if you didn't like that sound demo we just did, well, come on down to the Music Zoo at our showroom on Long Island, or call us up for an in-hand description. I think you're going to be pretty sold on these guitars. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.